What's up YouTube, Capital G here. So this is really interesting and it's what everybody in the Yu-Gi-Oh community is talking about. The announcement of the Legendary Hero Decks product that's going to be released in October in the TCG. This is actually not that far out. We're only talking about 4 months from now. We will have a new ban list by then, I would expect, but I also don't expect the ban list to really affect the archetypes in here. So this pretty much came out of the blue, and the number one question a lot of people had is what exactly is the Legendary Hero deck? So basically, my understanding is it's a $30 box set, and inside that box, Konami is basically giving you 3 already built decks, including like 10 cards in the extra deck, which is actually quite generous of them. It ends up being about 150 cards, and you're getting 3 archetypes with the decks all put together and already assembled, basically being able to play right out the box, a la like a structured deck. And we're actually getting some new cards in this product as well. In fact, some of these kind of seem like they're going to be, I guess, TCG world premieres, because as far as I know, I have never heard anything about a Phantom Knight Link monster. But you see right here, Konami breaks down the 3 archetypes that are going to be in there, which obviously are the decks that are already built right out of the box. And it says Phantom Knight Strike Back. It talks about, Phantom Knights focusing on Exceed summons and using trap cards to turn the tides in battle. Obviously, they activate their effects from the graveyard. The traps kind of do the same things. You can like banish the traps to do certain things, summoning the monsters and whatnot. Now, it says this deck includes a new trap card, a brand new Phantom Knight Link monster that sets traps directly from your deck and can destroy any card on the field when a Dark Exceed monster is special summoned to a zone it points to, which I actually think, that seems pretty obvious. They're saying that, summon this Link monster and then summon the Phantom Knights of Break Sword or Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon, the Yuto cards from the arc, the anime, etc., etc. But that's cool. We've never heard anything about Phantom Knights getting a Link monster, and based on that description, there's no way that it could even be something like Cherubini, which you can actually use in Phantom Knights. This is a brand new monster that has not even been revealed in the OCG, and it's kind of incredible that it's going to premiere in a set that they don't have in the OCG. So this is, I'm not saying it's a TCG exclusive, but I guess for some point of time, it actually is going to be. Now, I think that Phantom Knights would definitely benefit from a Link monster, mainly because Phantom Knights have like level 3s, you also have level 4s. Obviously, when you synchro summon or when you exceed summon, levels kind of matter a lot, but when you Link summon, levels really don't matter at all, so now you can use just any of your guys. I'm guessing it's probably going to be a Link 2. Anything at this point is just kind of speculation, but that's pretty interesting. And it also talks about the Acer, and obviously whenever you see Acer in Yu-Gi-Oh, you're probably talking about the Nordics, Team Ragnarok, in the Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds Cup. If you ever watch the anime, it says Team Ragnarok's ace monsters from the Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds hold a special place in the hearts of duelists. It says now a new Link monster makes it easier to assemble the synchro materials needed to summon an Acer monster. Now, I played Nordics on my live stream one time. It was the first time I had ever played Nordics. I made so many misplays. I cheated a couple of times, but I can tell you, man, summoning them damn Nordic, like them freaking Nordic synchro monsters is not easy. Those Acer gods are incredibly difficult to summon. Some people are saying that this is going to be Crystron Needle Fiber, because obviously, like, pretty much any synchro deck in Yu-Gi-Oh can make Needle Fiber. Nordics have tuners, they have non-tuners, and it would allow you to summon a Nordic tuner straight from your deck. Here's the flaw in that kind of logic. I really don't think, like, if you summon Needle Fiber using 2 of your Nordic monsters, a Nordic tuner plus a Nordic non-tuner, you're not actually any closer to summoning the Nordic than before you actually summoned the Needle Fiber, because even if the Needle Fiber summons one of the Nordic tuners from your deck, okay, well, you still need 10 stars, and you still need a couple more monsters to complete your Acer God at that point. So I don't really feel like Crystron Needle Fiber fits the bill. I also don't think that Crystron Needle Fiber would be something that Konami would vaguely describe. I feel like Crystron Needle Fiber, Konami has to know that this is the most wanted Link monster in the TCG. It's the card that most people want, that currently is only in the OCG. They want it in the TCG. I feel like that has to be the cover card of an entire set. Konami should be, it should be the first card that they talk about when they reveal a brand new set. And for a set coming out in like 4 months that we had no idea even existed, I just don't think it would make much sense for them to kind of vaguely describe or give us little tidbits about possibly it being needle fiber. Now, the interesting thing is, I don't really associate like Nordics with dropping multiple of the Acer gods. Usually you just kind of go for like Thor or Odin and you summon them like one at a time. But if they're trying to make a way for people to summon like two of them at a time, like that'd be pretty dope. Or really to have two on the field at a time, because Postmaster Rule 4, that just really doesn't happen anymore. I'm thinking that this probably is an actual Nordic Link monster. How much it'll help, man, I have to say, for Nordics to actually be like competitive, this card would have to be broke as fuck. Like basically it would have to be something similar to Needle Fiber, maybe like a Link 2 that requires like a Nordic tuner plus a Nordic non-tuner that summons a Nordic, monster from your deck, and then you like tribute all three to just summon a Nordic, and I don't know, maybe you draw a card after that. Like it would have to be insanely powerful to somehow make Nordics like relevant, because right now the resource management game of Nordics just isn't that strong right now. And then it talks about Destiny Heroes, the final deck. Now this is intriguing but somewhat disappointing, but you know what, not really disappointing, because it talks about Destiny Heroes. Says Aster Phoenix's Destiny Heroes excel at driving opponents into a corner. Man, what's it called? Jaden definitely knows that. In the second duel that they had, he got fucking destroyed by Aster with effects that inflict damage or pierce through defending monsters. Now it says this deck includes 2 new Hero Link monsters you can use in any hero deck. So that tells me if you can use them in any hero deck, then they're not specific to Destiny Heroes. So I don't think that either one of these monsters is going to be a Destiny Hero. But are we talking about heroes getting 2 Link monsters now? Because as far as we knew, there was only one Hero Link monster that existed, which was the extra hero Wonder Diver. And I feel, or excuse me, Wonder Driver. I'm almost certain, like 99% certain, that he is going to be in this deck. It says a Link 2 monster that retrieves your fusion summoning spell cards from your graveyard, and a high attack Link monster with a high attack Link 3 monster with Link arrows that all point towards your field, giving you the space to special summon 3 fusion monsters at once. That is interesting. I mean, how often is that going to actually happen, where you get 3 fusion monsters on the field? But I think that pretty much confirms that Wonder Driver is going to be in here. Now, as for this second Hero Link monster, I have no idea what Konami has up their sleeves, and they actually don't talk about the effect at all. I don't know if that's a bad thing, but I'm hoping it's a good thing, because generally speaking, these Link monsters, like they're mostly like played in their archetype, so I don't really think that they're going to be generic. I assume that they'll probably take like hero monsters. So the more the more strict an archetype is with their Link monster, or the more strict a Link monster is with its own archetype, it seems like the better you can actually make the card. But they don't really talk about the effect of the card at all. I'm hoping that it does something really good, and it's not just supposed to open up a bunch of zones, because I mean, Wonder Link kind of does that. It only points down, it only has one arrow that points down, but that's fine. That's enough for you to get Dark Law on board, which is pretty much all hero players want to do anyways. But I think this is really interesting, and 3 decks with new cards, all for $30. I mean, basically it's like Konami just slammed together 3 structure decks, but obviously they're giving us one big package with a bunch of cards, and I think it's actually a pretty cool idea. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. I think the biggest takeaway is the fact that we're getting brand new cards that the OCG does not have. New Link monster for Nordics, potentially 100% guaranteed a new monster for Phantom Knights, a new Link, and then also a new Hero Link. And again, none of these cards exist in the OCG. Whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos. Also, what possibility do you guys think that Needle Fiber could be in here? It has to be so low. Why would they just bring up Needle Fiber now and not actually call the card out by name? Just doesn't make any sense. Oh, and you know what? I totally forgot to mention that Ascension Sky Dragon, which actually is, the cover card for the article on YG Organization, is actually confirmed to be in this product as well. I think it probably is going to be in the extra deck for Nordics. That's where they specifically talk about it. I mean, it's pretty cool. A YCS prize card now pretty much available for the masses. I just don't know how many people are going to be like super excited about this. I mean, this card was, it was okay when it first came came out, I don't ever think it was going to be like a dominant card or anything like that. For collectors, obviously fantastic. You see the price tag on YG Organization. Ain't nobody trying to pay $2,000 for, you know, a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I believe that the super rares are like $300, but obviously if you can spend 30 bucks and get yourself a copy, especially if they end up printing this as one of the ultra rares in there. As far as the rarity, we obviously have no idea, but I guess it's kind of nice to get a YCS prize card. Will you actually use this in the deck? I don't know. I'd probably just summon the Acer Gods just for the sake of summoning them. I think it, you know, kind of connects you to the anime a little more. Anyways, thank you guys for watching as always.